Hello, beautiful souls. I wanted to hop on here today and make a video about a really cool Taoist philosophy that I think will help you shift in an entirely different way. I know that it has been helping me, and I want to talk about that today and my little story and what got me to this new way of being and tuning in and really feeling the stillness and the calmness in the present moment. And why am I bringing that up? This is really all about this human experience of like what happens when we are feeling overwhelmed, when we are overthinking, when we are in, worry mode or we cannot get clear. And what we tend to do is we take more action, and that can actually throw us even further out of alignment. So that is what I'd like to talk to you about today. Remember, multidimensional mindset is like everything else. There's always a new layer, a new level, and a new way of expanding that we can explore. And that is really what I want to talk about today. The ancient art and practice of Wu Wei. It loosely translates into non-action or effortless action. It is not about doing nothing. It is about doing only what is aligned, and it is definitely really about being, and it is allowing everything else to fall away. Welcome to Infinite You. I am Dr. Sheri, spiritual psychologist, multi-dimensional mindset mentor, and soul-led success coach, and I definitely can help you activate your highest frequencies so you can align, attract, live in flow, create your amazing reality the way that your soul is asking you to do. So if you are done overthinking, if you are tired of hustling, if you are craving more purpose, more prosperity, and more presence, you are definitely in the right place. And before I talk about Wu Wei and how I got to this space right here, right now, I would love for you to subscribe. I would love a like, and definitely comment. Like, tell me where you are in the world. What are you doing? How are you feeling? And are you ready to step into this beautiful multi-dimensional space? If you are new here, I am all about aligning with the multi-dimensional nature of who we are as humans, because it is our experience here on this planet in 3D world, our physical reality. But we are definitely thinkers. And to me, all of our thinking energy and intellectual energy and the mental energy that is absolutely one of our energy bodies is fourth dimensional reality. And 5D reality is this new amazing energetic upgrade that we are all experiencing on our amazing planet. And it is etheric and expansive and soulful and of God's mind and of one big collective consciousness. So this is that beautiful place where we create from at the soul level. So settle in and let's raise our frequency together with this video. Why am I talking about Wu Wei and how did it come about? It was late last night and I was kind of like, I don't know, a little bit in overthinking mode, a little bit in worry mode. In our little community Facebook group over the last 72 hours, a couple of people have posted that one, they were bitten by a copperhead snake. And yesterday, another neighbor said my dog was bitten by a copperhead snake. Here's the thing, they're both going to be fine, which is great. And I'm very grateful for that. But, we definitely had to get into copperhead snake protection mode because I am the helicopter mom of two amazing corgis, Oliver and Pippa. And, we talked about finding sort of a natural deterrent, which we did order from the internet, blah, blah, blah. And so that'll be coming tomorrow. But we definitely were in planning mode. And at the same time of me worrying about copperhead snakes, I was definitely thinking about my mom because I'm a little worried about her. She hasn't recovered from, being in the hospital last fall the way that we were all hoping for. And so it was just this low level vibe of worry, and no mindset tool or hack or all of the multidimensional layers that I live by and talk about pretty much all the time, they were not helping me get out of that space. And so I kind of just asked Source, what can I do? And my intuition absolutely spoke and said, just be still and be in the moment. And I thought, oh my gosh, this definitely kind of feels aligned with, what I always talk about, like my ZenFlow framework for being and living and working and creating. And I thought, oh my gosh. And so I kind of went down the rabbit hole of like Zen and stillness and being in the moment and, wrapping, the whole idea of the power of now into that. And I landed on this space of Wu Wei. And it was pretty amazing because there's something really beautiful about being in the present moment, of inviting that stillness in. There's really nothing like it. And so it really is a matter of like getting rid of that mental, that mental overthinking, that mental chaos, controlling that entropy, which that I talk about a lot. Entropy, that natural phenomenon from everything going from an organized to a disorganized state, that is not attractive. And it is the exact opposite of what will bring in the frequency that will bring in exactly what you are envisioning, imagining, wanting to experience in your lifetime, right? So entropy is not an attractive energy. And I know I've said this in other videos. The most obvious sign of entropy is look around if you have a mess in your house, right? No matter how much laundry you do, you will always do more. No matter how many dishes you have, you will always be doing more. So we humans in the 3D world and our physical reality are definitely always like attempting to mitigate that things going from organized to disorganized, and then we're kind of like reeling it in and bringing it back into organizational flow. And your mind definitely works the same way. And remember, it's who you are being and not what you are doing. That is what is attracting things to you. So here I am, like in the snake mode, worried about my mom mode. And I just like dialed it down and my frequency into the moment and into stillness, like really, really intentionally aligning to allow that entropy to kind of calm itself down and get back into that state of stillness. And that for sure is when everything really began to shift. And that is when I had an overwhelming sense of gratitude come to me in a really beautiful, lovely way. Remember the thing about stillness, that frequency of being in the moment, of being present, of being in the now. That frequency of stillness is God's frequency. When you are tuned in at that level, that is when you will attract things to you, where new solutions will come to you, where your intuition is heightened in a really amazing, powerful way, where you become an attraction magnet, where you become aligned with the true nature of who you are. And so remember, Wu Wei is about moving with the flow of life in the moment, not being against anything. It is not passive. It is not lazy. It is definitely deeply intuitive, moment by moment by moment, where you are just aware of being in the moment. It is really about a beautiful surrender. It's kind of like a sacred trust that when you become the person aligned with your vision, right actions will emerge when they need to without forcing. And like I said, that's really what my whole ZenFlow framework is about. It really is my signature framework, falling under this idea of being multidimensional and creating a multidimensional mindset that blends sacred stillness of Wu Wei with aligned soul led creation. It is not about doing more. It is about doing the right thing from the right frequency. Because remember, we cannot change our current reality from the same consciousness that we use to create it. It is definitely a spiritual law, and so many of us try to keep doing things and to work things out when we are not aligned. So we end up pushing and we force and we hustle and we just go through the motions and we, do our checklist. But remember the power of being in the moment. Eckhart Tolle would say the power of now. We cannot create when we are living in a vibration and a frequency of frustration, of fear, of scarcity, of overwhelm, of anxiety, because the universe is responding to your frequency, not your effort. The universe is responding to not doing, but being. And this is what I really want you to remember. When things are not working out, your next level is not always a new strategy. It is often a new state of being. So you know that you do not attract peace from chaos. You do not magnetize overflow from burnout. You do not call in love from anxiety. You do not attract whatever it is you desire from the same state of being in which you are currently living. It really matters to be the person, the situation, wherever you are, in your mind's eye, in your soul, in your heart. Step into that new version of you from the vibration level. And you will notice that you will shift timelines the moment you stop forcing and start feeling. Remember, if this is your current reality and this is your desired reality, you're not creating your new reality from the reality exists. You are creating a new reality from a separate timeline. And it really matters that when you want to shift timelines, get into that place of being. You shift when you become the version of you that is already there. Your soul already knows it. And we humans really are tasked with remembering who we are. I'm losing my voice. Sorry about that. At the soul level. So take a breath right now with me as I talk to you, say to you a beautiful affirmation for you to use throughout your day whenever you need it. I allow myself to stop forcing. I allow myself to feel what's real. I trust that aligned action will arise when I am ready. I am safe to be still. I am in the moment. I am present for my life. I am aligned with the flow of my life. And so if this resonates with you, I invite you to explore this path more with me. I will put links in the description box below to subscribe to my free newsletter. Probably I will put in my quick release blueprint that is all about multidimensional mindset. And remember, really, at the end of the day, we are not here to be perfect. This life is definitely not about perfection, but it is about being present. Be present for your life. It's not about hustling. It is about harmony. And so if this speaks to you, comment in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And remember, you are not meant to push your way through this life. You are meant to feel and to be you in this new timeline, in your next level. And I will see you all next time. Namaste.